Hi friends, welcome. Today's video is all about how to begin strength training with weights if you've never done it before, or if you're not comfortable starting out exercising with weights by yourself. We'll go through a full body routine that you can do to help support your muscles and your bones if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia. This program is all about the brick house bone style, where we emphasize the evidence-based strategies we know work best for preventing fractures. That's our primary goal. So we do posture exercises, balance exercises, and strength. And if you've come here, that's because you're looking for support on how to get started, and that's what this video is all about. All right, I'm Dr. Lisa. I'm a physical therapist and a specialist in osteoporosis and cancer rehabilitation. I do this free content for you because I want to serve as many people as possible. If you haven't subscribed, I would be so honored if you would. And if you're coming here, you're getting this wonderful information to help yourself. And if you share it with someone else that you also know needs it, then you're helping them as well. And I thank you. All right, let's get started. What you need today is a weight of some sort, 2 weights ideally. It can be 2 water bottles, 2 cans of soup, something between maybe a half a pound and 3 pounds, especially if you are new to this type of exercise. It doesn't need to be heavy, and you can even do it with no weights. But the whole point of this video is how to get started with weights, right? We will be doing 2 rounds of this full body routine, but you can stop at 1 round. Always do what feels best and safe for you. You can even watch it first and then do it later. And this entire routine would be appropriate to do 2 or 3 times a week so that you can build up your strength and then begin to explore other videos and get stronger and advance your program. You're also going to need a chair for what we're doing. Okay, thank you. Let's get started. That's enough chit chat. Let's talk about lining up in position. So feet are underneath our hips. Our hips are right on top of our ankles. Shoulders, as much as possible, are pulled back and are on top of our hips. And let's take our palms forward and think about the crown of our head being up as tall as possible. So first things first, we're just doing this tall posture. We're going to warm up all of our joints so we'll be ready to begin our strength exercises. So let's do a big reach up. And as you come back, bend the elbows into this W position. Elbows coming down into the back pockets with the hands back as much as possible. Good. Reach back up. So now we're already working on the posture component of our exercise program. We're working the muscles in our back, trying to strengthen those postural muscles, give them more endurance so that they can hold our better position and relieve stress on our vertebra. Good. 1 more reach. Elbows coming down into the back pockets. So every video has components to work on posture and strength along our spine. Let's take the palms up with the thumbs pointed out. Keep those shoulders rolled up and back and down, and we'll reach the thumbs out, squeezing the wings in the back, and then we'll close the doors in the front. So you should feel a big opening, a lot of squeezing through the muscles in the back, and then rest and recover. Excellent. Let's go for 1 more. Good. Reach forward and squeeze back. Once again, reach forward and squeeze back. Last one. So you're already doing wonderful things for your spine with these movements right here. Excellent. All right, let's go and loosen up the hips a little bit. So I want you to imagine just a karate chop at the hips where your hips go backward. And I want you to look carefully at how my spine stays straight. And if you have somebody watching you, I want you to have them tell you if your spine looks like this or like this, because this is what we want. So hands on the thighs, sliding down to the knees with the butt going backwards. So this is the correct movement when we want to bend and lift something up. This is called a hip hinge. So we're hinging at our hip joint. We allow our shoulders to come forward. We're still keeping a straight spine because we're keeping our heart light, our center of our chest lifted up versus caved in. So that's how you know you're doing it correctly. And we're building strength in the back body here by doing that hip hinge motion. Excellent. Hands on your hips. Just do a couple of circles. Loosen up that spine just a little bit. One way and then the other way. Fabulous. Now we're going to go into a little bit of our balance component. Balance is incredibly important in osteoporosis exercise programs because we know falls are the #1 way that someone will sustain a fracture. So we're going to practice alternating stepping with arm movement. So if you need help with your balance and you can't do the arm movement because you're holding onto your counter, that's fine. If you can do the arm movements as well as the toe tap to the side, then do that. So we're going to shift our weight to one side and then come back, shift our weight to the other side and reach. Shift, reach, and tap the toe. Shift, reach, and tap the toe. So far we've done the posture component of a bone health program. We're doing the balance component of a bone health program. And we're moving on to what you really came here for, which is the strength component and using weights safely and appropriately. All right, we're moving to one more step. This is important. We need to be able to step in multiple directions. Often people do fine moving forward, but moving backwards, we don't have stability and control. And I've had too many clients fall when they tried to step backwards. So we're going to do a backward step and come back. I have my hands on my hips, backward step. The front toe can come up a little bit even, and step back. And I want you to step back as far as feels comfortable for you. And yes, if you're standing beside your counter, you can absolutely hold on, but I do want you to be a little bit challenged by this because that is when you get better. Good. So you can even see that I have a leg that doesn't have as good a balance as the other side. That's my left one. And this is somewhat challenging. I wobble a little bit when I come back here, especially when I turn my head. So backward stepping, very good. So we've done some wonderful balance exercises. Now we're going to get to our beginning strengthening. So I'm picking up one weight to start with, and we're going to start in the chair. Sitting on the edge of your chair, kind of perched forward here, you're going to hold your weight, your water bottle, your can of soup, up high on your chest. And the reason for that is the weight is going to want to pull you down, and you have to use your spinal muscles to keep that heart lifting up and keep the weight lifting up. So this is helping to strengthen your back as well as your legs. Feet are going to be tucked under you. If they're out here, it's much more difficult. So tuck those feet up underneath you. Try to get them nice and flat. Hinge forward at the waist, hinging forward, at the hips. So we're keeping a straight spine, but we're shifting the shoulders forward until we can come up and stand. And then we reach the hips back to sit back down. Now you notice I don't look like this, and I'm not getting up like this, which I see a lot of people with weakness do. And if that chair is too difficult for you to get out of, or you can't do it with the weight, start with no weight. But we're going to do 10 of these sit to stands with the weight in the front. Okay? So get yourself in position, take your time, here we go. 1. Keep belly button squeezing in towards the spine. 3. 4. If this is difficult, you can try to raise up the seat. You can put a pillow or a cushion or a bolster. I think this is 7. You'll find I'm not very good at counting. 8. Counting and talking at the same time. 9. Very good. Good job. And 10. Excellent. So if that is too hard from the chair that you're on, you can raise up the surface until it becomes more manageable and you can do it more easily, and then you can build from there. As you get stronger, you can lower the weights. Lower the chair. All right, now we're going to come up into our tall standing posture again. I've got my feet right underneath my hips. I've got my shoulders rolled back. I've got my weights in my hands. My palms are facing my thighs right now, so my thumb is in the front. Shoulders roll back, belly button is squeezing in gently, and I'm lifting my head towards the ceiling. Now, bracing through here, I'm going to turn the palms up, squeeze the weights towards the shoulder, rotate them back, down and in. So this is our beginning bicep curl. So starting in this position, turn and curl up, and we're going for 10. Release, back down and in. There we go. So we're taking a slow pace with this. That is more time under tension for our muscles. I think this is number 4. Good. There's lots of different strategies to how many repetitions to do, how fast to move. This is just a great place to start. I think we're on number 7, 8, good, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now we only need one weight for the next exercise. So we worked the front of the arm. Now we're going to work the back of the arm. And with your chair, if I place my right hand on the chair and my right foot up towards the chair, then the left foot will be back. And I let the weight come down straight from my shoulder, pushing through the box so I have a nice straight spine here. Bring the elbow up nice and high and reach the weight back. Don't move the elbow. You see my elbow is not moving up and down. We keep the elbow up high and just reach the hand back. So that's working a tricep kickback or tricep extension. Here we go. Let's go for 10 of these. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do the other side, but before we do that, I also want to say that your other arm was working too. Your other arm was working a push motion at the same time we were working tricep on the arm with the weight in it. So multiple benefits here. Okay, so I'm doing my right hand, so my right foot is back. My left hand is on the chair. I tuck the elbow back up by my ribs and reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Now we'll come back to both weights, keeping it really light. So if you have an even smaller weight, you might want a smaller weight for this one. We're going to set the weights right on top of the shoulders, and notice that my wrist is right above my elbow. We don't want the elbows flared out. We want to stack this vertical column right here of hand, wrist, and elbow. And then they're just in front of my shoulders. So this is our position, and we will alternate pressing up overhead for a big reach. And we have soft knees, and the belly button is engaged in towards our spine, just nice and gently. Keep that heart lifting position for this. We're going to do 5 per side, alternating left and right. We ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Excellent. That can be a challenging move for some people. It's good to start with lighter weights, but it's really important to begin to lift weights overhead. That is reaching into tall shelving, putting dishes away, things that are in our pantry, in our closet. We need to still be able to reach with a little bit of load or weight at the end of our hand. All right. The other thing that we need to be able to do is we need to be able to get on and off the floor, and we need to be able to bend over and pick things up. And so this next exercise is really looking at that. So we did our sit to stands for our legs, and now we're going to work a little bit of lunging, a very shallow, a very beginner lunge to do, but we need lunging to be able to reach safely for things, because when we can't lunge and put weight on our leg, then what do? We reach like this. And reaching like this and adding weight is often what gets us into trouble. We need to be able to reach with a bent knee that can take a little bit of load with it. So if your knees are kind of cranky and they're not happy, just start with really small motions. You don't have to go really big or really put a lot of depth into this, but we do need to start as best you're able. Obviously, listen to your body and don't push with anything that's not comfortable. So starting from this position, we're going to go backwards because that creates the least amount of pressure on the knee. And you can have a chair or a counter beside you to support you, whatever you need. So it will be a step back, knee goes towards the floor, this knee bends, and return. Now you don't have to go very far. You can make it a very small bend. But as you get better, your knee will be able to get to the floor, and then that means you can get on and off the floor with ease by doing that. We have to build up to that strength. So let's do 5 per side, alternating, and again, use whatever support you need. Drop that knee and return. Drop that knee and return. There we go. And this takes strength, but this is the strength that we need to live. This is the strength that we need to do the things that are required of us every day, to keep our world big and not small, not limited. Last one on each side. Excellent. Great job. Hey, if this is your first time and you've never done exercises like this, you can be finished. You can be done. If you didn't feel that was very challenging and you want to go one more round and see each exercise again, that's what we're going to do. Not the warm-up, just the weights. So we're starting again in our sit to stand exercise. Doing a second round because we know that this gives us an added benefit. We want to do 2 to 3 rounds of an exercise as we get stronger and we're more capable. So I want to give you this option today to add another round. If you're feeling like that wasn't super challenging and you have a little more gas in the tank, to keep going. All right, we tuck our feet back. We hold the weight up high. We make sure we're lifting our heart really big. Shoulders get to hinge forward at the hips, and up we go. Reach the hips back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Push evenly through the feet. 8. Good job. Now, you may or may not know that it's very normal to have some muscle soreness after starting an exercise program. And if you haven't exercised in a long time and you just get moving those muscles again, it's no surprise at all to have muscle soreness. It's very normal and it's not dangerous. And it usually resolves in 2 to 3 days. And gentle stretching or going for a walk can be a great way to kind of eliminate some of that soreness. Feet hip width apart, shoulders rolled back, belly button is pulling in towards the spine, gently, not firmly. Knees are unlocked. All right, let's curl the weights up, rotating the palms up towards the shoulders and back down and in. 1. Curling it up. 2. 3. Great work. 4. 5. I just want to say that I'm just really proud of you for seeking out this content, for looking for information to help you be stronger. I think I have 1 more rep. For taking action into your own hands, for giving yourself tools to manage what you need to manage. It's a lot, and you have to deliberately come here to do that, and I just want to say that I'm really proud of you for coming here. Okay, right hand down, right foot forward. Left hand has the weight. Squeeze the elbow back so it's up nice and high, and kick that weight back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. 7, 8, 9, 10. So I always try to combine upper body and lower body exercises. I always will have a balance component. So we're set up on the other side now. I always will have a posture component. And then I have a progression of exercises that involve more intensity as you get stronger. And in the classes, I balance out between upper body, lower body, and front body and back body. Okay, there we go. So often if we do a pushing motion, then I balance that with a pulling motion. And that's the variety that our body needs to have strength that isn't asymmetrical, or there isn't imbalance between always core and quads, but we get the whole body to have the strength that we need. Okay, last one here for the shoulders. So coming up into this vertically stacked position. So elbows are not out and hands are not here or here. We want that elbow right under the wrist, right under the hand. Big heart pressing evenly through both feet. Belly button squeezing in. Knees are soft. And reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2. 10. Excellent. Okay, now we're coming back to our last round of reverse lunges, working on the functional strength we need to be able to get on and off the floor. There's also strength for recovering from a fall. Now remember, you can just do little bitty lunges. I don't care. Do whatever feels right to your body today if you're just starting with this. It's where you start. We all have to start somewhere. Drop the back, step the back knee back. Aim it for the floor by bending the front knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is also dynamic balance. 8, 9, and 10. I like to give you exercise that give you the most bang for your buck, that give you the most benefit for your effort. That is today's class. Thank you so much. You rocked. You did great. Way to show up for yourselves. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please click that button right now. I would be so grateful. And tell the people you love about my channel and share this information with others. I'll see you next time.